Socialism and communism are economic political systems advocating for public rather than private ownership of the means of production to reduce inequality. Socialism allows for some private property and democratic process to manage resources. Communism, in contrast, seeks to abolish private property, mandating total state ownership and equal distribution of goods based on need. Socialism, a system where the means of producing and distributing goods is owned collectively or by a democratically elected government. Property. Individuals can still own private property, but major industries, e.g. energy, transportation, are often socially owned. Goal. To narrow the gap between rich and poor, aiming for equality of opportunity. Method. Often achieved through democratic reforms, taxation, and social welfare programs within existing political structures. Key idea. From each according to his ability, to each according to his work. Communism. Definition. A higher phase, revolutionary form of socialism that seeks to create a classless, moneyless society. Property. All property is owned community with no private ownership. Goal. Complete equality of outcome where all needs are met. Method. Historically associated with violent, sudden revolution to overthrow capitalist systems. Key differences. Ownership. Socialism allows private property where communism abolishes it. Government. Socialism can exist within a democracy. Communism is typically governed by a single centralized party, which is really bad. Distribution. Socialism pays based on the individual contribution, while communism provides based on need. While both in theory seek to empower the working class, historical implementations of communism have resulted in strong central control, while socialism has taken many forms, including democratic socialism. And then I wanted to read this. Criticisms of socialism. Critics argue socialism often fails due to a lack of economic incentives, leading to reduced productivity and innovation alongside central planning's inability to effectively allocate resources, resulting in shortages and wastes, like what's happening in North Korea and Venezuela and Cuba. All while concentrating power in the state, which can foster corruption and limit individual freedom. Historic examples in countries like Venezuela, the Soviet Union, and Cuba are cited to show how state control can lead to economic stagnation, shortages, and dependency, contrasting with the prosperity often seen in market-based economies like our way of doing things. Key criticisms. Incentive problems. Without private property and profit motives, there's less drive for individuals and businesses to innovate, work hard, or take risks, leading to lower overall output. Information and planning failures. Central planners can't possibly know the complex needs and wants of an entire society, of an entire economy, unlike market prices which convey information about scarcity, causing misallocation, shortages, and surpluses. Reduced innovation. A lack of competition and profit discourages the development of new ideas and technologies. Concentration of power and corruption, which is what I'm most afraid of. State control over resources grants immense power to political elites, often leading to corruption and suppression of dissent, which is what always happens. Economic stagnation and shortages. Historically, planned socialist economies have struggled to provide basic goods, leading to widespread scarcity and lower living standards compared to market economies. Erosion of freedom. Government control over employment, wages, and production can limit personal choice and freedoms. Historical examples cited by critics. Soviet Union and Eastern Bloc. They suffered from chronic shortages, inefficient production, and eventual collapse, demonstrating central planning's limitations. Venezuela. A modern example where socialist policies led to hyperinflation, poverty, and humanitarian crisis. Cuba has experienced prolonged economic hardship and reliance on external support due to its centrally planned system. In essence, critics argue that socialism's fundamental challenges lie in replacing the price principles, signals, incentives, and dispersed knowledge found in